when you spend your dollar out of the community in which you live, the community in which you spend your money becomes richer and richer. The community out of which you take your money becomes poorer and poorer. So our people not only have to be re-educated to the importance of supporting black business, but the black man himself has to be made aware of the importance of going into business.
Welcome to the Black Business Podcast, where we support and spread the word on black-owned business inside and outside our community. Now here are your hosts, Marcus Stewart and John Pleasant.
Welcome to another edition of the Black Business Podcast. My name is John. I'm with my co-host Marcus. Marcus, what's going on today, man?
Hey, man. Same old, getting this information out to the people.
That's right.
That's it.
That's what we're here for. So today we had the pleasure of visiting Silverback Coffee of Rwanda.
Yes, Silverback Coffee of Rwanda. Got your address, 400 South Hope Street, number 110, Los Angeles, California, 90071. Open Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Well, we know why it's Monday through Friday, but we'll get into that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Pretty soon. So, hey, man, how about this name, right? Silverback Coffee of Rwanda.
Yes.
Man.
Yes. Rwanda, home of the Silverback gorilla.
And you told me that at first. I couldn't even piece that together. I'm like, Silverback Coffee of Rwanda? What does that mean? Like, we're not too far from Silver Lake? But no. That makes sense. And that's on me for not understanding that. Even after seeing a couple of gorillas when I walked in. I still didn't piece it together. But yeah, wonderful name. They have a wonderful mission as well. Like Marcus just mentioned, it's for the endangered silverback gorilla, whose natural habitat is Rwanda and neighboring Uganda. The owner is a gentleman by the name of Jack Karuletwa.
That sound about right.
Karuletwa.
That sound about right.
Yeah, sound good, right?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I did all right.
That's pretty good.
There we go. Whew. All right. So yeah, Jack, him and his family, they came to the United States in the 90s to escape the Rwanda war. And when they got here, he actually went to Grand Canyon University in Phoenix, Arizona. So he did some studying there, played a little basketball, had a little semi-pro career. He also worked as an actor, being, on the West Coast. That's kind of what you get sucked into sometimes.
Yeah, that commercial money pretty good.
Right, yeah. So that's probably what he did. So he I'm sure he used the funds from that, the work he did. And he had a mission, which I love the mission overall. It's kind of to provide back for his homeland. After the war and everything like that, the country is kind of like ravaged and left abandoned. But he has a mission with his coffee to help his homeland. And I love it. I love that Rwanda's in the name.
So much. I love everything that this place was about. Not gonna lie, honestly, this is probably, when you think about the mission that they're doing, the history of it, and going to the place, this might be my favorite place
we've been
to so far.
For sure. And to see this place in Los Angeles, it draws you in. So, yeah, they're committed to rebuilding of Rwanda and its wildlife, which, of course, mentions the silverback gorillas. So in 1994 is when that genocide happened. So, yeah, this is where we are now. So this is one location. They had another?
They used to have the place in Silver Lake on Sunset.
Silver Lake. You know what? See, I think that hearing that Silver Lake, that's why I was like, okay, they used to be in Silver Lake.
That tricked you right there. Because I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. Because when I first saw it, I was like, I thought the same thing.
Yep.
But then, I read up on it and realized what was going on. But
right.
At first, I did feel the same way. And it's a shame that they lost that location.
Yeah. I would say that. Even though I haven't been there, just knowing where we had to go for this one told me everything I needed to know about any other location in that, possibility.
It's just Silver Lake is really walkable.
Yeah.
There's a lot of foot traffic in Silver Lake. They're always walking around out there.
There is, yeah. So many coffee shops and just businesses and bars that people just walk to. It's kind of like a little, mini New Orleans or like a Bourbon Street or something like that where people just walk in and chill.
Yeah, a lot of sitting outside to eat. So
yeah,
it's a lot of that. A lot of that.
So we are, of course, downtown, which a few of these businesses have been. But hey,
parking.
even if we would have carpooled, we still would have been assed out because I asked Marcus if we want to just kind of carpool to get there, whatever, and it just wasn't the right thing to do, because where we were coming from. But I think we, probably should have made it.
Oh man! Now you ended up on the street, right? How did that work?
Man, so it's like a Western Hotel on like Hope Street, or I forget the name of that street, Flower Street. One of those, positive name streets in downtown. but it was a little strip of 2-hour parking. And I hesitated. I drove past it a little bit, and then I reversed and I looked around. I was like, there's no red curb, yellow, green. Those are the 3 you have to look out for.
Yeah.
It wasn't. Took a risk because downtown you still don't want to,
Was it a meter?
There's no meter.
What?
It was just curbed.
I don't even know where you at now.
I'm telling you, I was nervous. It took me a minute to get out the car. I wanted to see someone else kind of walk up and get in their car and leave and park, and then I got out. But yeah, so I just had to walk like a block and a half. So you probably won't have that luck when you come downtown because this place was terrible to park.
You're going to be parking in the parking lot, the garage, which is expensive.
Yes, I bet.
It is. Was it $4 for 10 minutes?
Ooh.
I believe.
$4 for 10, and you got to take the ticket when you walk in or when you drive in.
Yeah. You take the ticket when you drive in. I drove in, took the ticket, and I looked at my watch after I got out the car. It took me 5 minutes to park.
Oh, so you had $8 right there,
right off top. I was like, dang, because you got to keep going down and down and down. It's all this reserve stuff, and then you finally park. It was 5 minutes before I parked, before I got out of my car.
That's unacceptable. Look, if you have a parking lot in LA or anywhere, especially near downtown, do not charge someone within the first 5 minutes of parking. It's no point.
Oh, they gave me no leeway, sir. When I went to leave, they charged me exactly how long I was there from start to finish.
That's ridiculous. How much you ended up?
It was 12. I ended up at 12 because, man, what was it? Yeah. Man,
parking can ruin a great experience, can't it?
You go into that. I think I was there. I did the first 10 minutes, then another 10 while we were actually inside the place, and then it started. That next 10 started before I got to the gate. So they was like, nope.
And I know your hope after you parked and you walked in, you're like, maybe they validate, so they don't. There's a heads up, they don't, which is fine.
Yes. It's clear that, again, when he was mentioned earlier about the 6 to 3 closed on Saturday, Sunday, that is definitely a place for the office workers.
Yes.
It's
in a high rise, if you're downtown, like one of those 50-story buildings. So it's on the first floor, you can just drive around and see any type of, restaurant, like a Starbucks always on the first floor. That's how this was. It was on the first floor of this office building. So the people who work there, they have it great.
It's a great space. They got an outdoor space, and then they got a closed in all glass, so you can see all the sunlight coming in.
Yeah.
The indoor space, the wood tables, the decoration. It was a very great space.
It's beautiful.
Man.
Yeah, you wanted to do some work. You wanted to bring your laptop and hang out there if you could.
Yeah, and they had Wi-Fi, right?
They had Wi-Fi, yep. And we didn't have to, it was right there, in front of us where where you get your straw and your napkins. It was on an A-frame right there. And it was just a beautiful vibe. Menu was, a lot of options that they had. Some pastries as well.
Baked in the house.
Baked in house?
Yes. Ooh. They said we make everything ourselves right here.
And then you know what? It tasted, it was very fresh, I would say. I had a cheese Danish. And that was the best cheese Danish I ever had.
Oh, the best?
The best.
Oh.
I'm probably
That's
used to
high praise.
I'm telling you, I'm probably used to Intamin's or Hostess or something though. But this was legit.
Yeah. I had a scone.
Oh yeah, it looked pretty good too.
It was a pretty good scone. It was not overly sweet. It was a little moist. It was a little more moist than the scone you gonna get if you over in the UK. Because they be dry.
They do.
They be
scones,
dry.
I'm used to just dry scones. I'm used to being able to just fire it at a wall and it would just crackle open.
People want to joke about Popeye's biscuits choking you out. Get a scone from the UK.
Yeah, those scones are pretty tough. I know what you mean, man.
You ain't prepared.
Yeah, they look
gonna
dry.
Catch you.
You can't order a scone without a beverage.
No. You will dry yourself out.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Yeah, eat a scone without having no no follow-up drink. What are
Right.
you doing?
Yeah, what's wrong with you, man?
You might as well walk through the desert
Seriously.
with no supplies. What are you doing?
Yep, it's a death sentence. That's what we're telling you. It's a death sentence to have a scone without a beverage.
So this scone was a little more catered to our American taste buds. So
Yeah.
had a little extra moisture in it.
It
But
definitely did.
It worked very well.
It
was
definitely
good.
did. So
Yeah, and I think they have a full like a breakfast and lunch menu going too.
yeah,
We didn't get anything, but
we got there a little early, so we didn't get around to, I guess, the lunch menu side of things. But yeah, they had a very full menu. Let me see what we show here. Their coffee, of course, they have your normal, your drip coffee, your espresso, and your cappuccinos, good decaf. Let me see if I can find actually where their coffee comes from.
I don't believe it all comes from East Africa. I think that's where they're doing everything.
Love it.
Yeah, they getting it East Africa where they're growing the beans, and I think I read they have a factory in Northern California where they do eco-friendly roasting of their beans. You know, worried about the entire world, not just Rwanda.
That
Look
is
at
amazing.
And then, like you said earlier, they send profits back to help widows and orphans who became that way because of the war torn and the genocide, and
Wow.
they help with schools and the guerrillas, and they're doing everything, man.
That is amazing. That is, we need more businesses like this with missions, because you can see when businesses get larger and larger, I feel like they get more and more selfish in a way.
Yeah.
With their profits. So this business isn't even like a mainstream Starbucks or Coffee Bean, and they're probably doing 10 times more than those commercial coffee spots are doing.
Yeah, and that's the point. That's the point of us supporting small businesses, because once you get to that big size, then you go public, and then you got shareholders.
Yep.
And you got a board of directors telling you what you can and can't do, and you got to make sure everybody's getting paid.
Exactly.
But as a local one-stop business owner, he decides where his money goes.
And
he doesn't have to answer to anybody else. So if he wants to help his native country, he helps his native country any way he wants.
Exactly. That's what he's gonna do.
That's the point.
So yeah. So we thank you, Jack, for that. Like for doing that. Let's see, what else do we have here?
I know they got catering. They had like a pretty good menu. I don't know if it's on their website, but we had they had the menus in house, right? The paperwork.
Yep.
And I remember they had quesadillas, burritos. I think they had some sandwiches.
Oh wow.
I think they had a full breakfast and then a full lunch menu going.
That sounds amazing. I missed the burrito.
Yes. On top of all the in-house baked pastries.
Yeah.
They're doing everything themselves, man.
They are.
Huh?
They are definitely
Beans, roasting,
right.
the bacon.
To the French press too.
Yeah. Everything themselves. They're doing a lot. I love it. Yeah. And that's why I'm saying I love the space too. That's why I'm saying this might be my favorite spot. I wish I could go there more often.
I agree. I think that's the one thing that this location, like everything else about this, was perfect. That Marcus just mentioned, everything was great. Just the one thing that in Los Angeles, you have to deal with parking, but also when the parking is an inconvenience. On top of that, when you're circling a block and you're like, can't find anything, and then you just settle to pay. That's just the one thing, but I don't want to blame the business for that. They're still a 5-star business as far as what they do and what they provide. There was nothing there from the the Wi-Fi to the ambiance, the in and out seating, the cleanliness that I would deduct any type of points from this business for.
Not at all. And sometimes you have to go where you can. For whatever reason, they had to leave the space in Silver Lake. And they went where they could to continue the work they was doing.
Right.
So I hope it's still doing well. I would assume, because there was no Starbucks in the building. So
surprisingly not.
Yeah. How often can you find a coffee shop that Starbucks isn't trying to take down?
Yeah. Not much at all.
They're everywhere.
They are. Like we talked about.
They're everywhere.
Turning Burger Kings into Starbucks. That's what they do.
So I imagine everybody in that building comes down and goes to Silverback Coffee or Rwanda and gets their taste. So hopefully they're doing pretty good. And then there's a building next door. I think the U.S. Bank building was next door.
I think so. Yeah.
So they
US
probably
Bank.
come down, walk across the street.
Yeah.
Come there too. So that's great.
So you see why they kill the Monday through Friday, but weekends that place would probably suffer. So
Yeah.
that's probably why it's Monday through Friday. But yeah, you know,
I'm sure it's nobody coming around on Saturday, Sunday.
not at all. So
Yeah.
so if you're in the area, Monday through Friday, I would definitely recommend stopping by Silverback Coffee of Rwanda.
Yes. Excellent place.
I love it.
Yes.
So, but anything else from you? Did we touch on everything, or did you? I didn't get a chance to use the restroom, so I can't mention that. But
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, I was so preoccupied with how much money it was costing me to stand there.
right, you can't go to the bathroom. That's minutes.
I forgot.
Yeah, you can't waste
I
too
need
much
to
time.
use the bathroom.
That'll be a $4 piss.
Oh, that's my fault. Yeah, I usually make sure I get into a bathroom.
Yeah,
Dang it.
you got to.
That money was on my head the whole time.
Yep, as you would have been peeing, it would have been ching ching
I
ching
was
ching ching ching.
This $5 coffee is turning into a $27 coffee as I speak.
Right. So you got the longest, and it'll be the longest piss too. The one you're trying to hurry up, it's just like stop. You can't. Those are the worst.
Man. But other than that, yes, I did love the space, man. I don't know what else I can say about it. I feel like we said everything we could say.
Yeah.
The cause that they're using their money for.
Yeah.
The way he was a refugee and came over here, and now he's set himself up and is helping his home country
For sure.
to go back to the way it was before all the war tornness, and
Yeah.
I can't.
That's it.
I can't say nothing else, man. I love the space. I like to meet him.
Exactly. Me too. And if that doesn't give you reason to want to stop by this place, the fact that he's, doing something for, Africa, for Rwanda, and it's a black man, like, what are you doing? Like, don't go to Starbucks right now. Literally, go to this spot, support. You're doing much more than having a cup of coffee for yourself by doing so.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so, well, that'll do it for another edition of the Black Business Podcast. This has been fun. So, Marcus, I will see you on the next one.
All right. Thanks, guys. See you later.
All right, peace.
Thank you for listening to the Black Business Podcast. You can follow us on Twitter at BLKBIZ Podcast. Email us at theblackbusinesspodcast@gmail.com. And if you would like to support us, you can become a Patreon member at patreon.com/theblackbusinesspodcast. Not only will you be helping us to patronize more black-owned business, you will get access to exclusive pictures and video, as well as entry into merchandise and other special giveaways. Be sure to follow and subscribe. New episodes every Thursday. Thanks for listening.